Feelings I had on Rabbit Hole was I felt very much like an outsider, because the character I was playing was not meant to really feel comfortable around Aaron's character really at all. And the first scene I shot was with Aaron, and I'd never met him. I met him on action, and the director told him to go off book and just really scare the crap out of me because it was my first scene. And and Aaron did that. But it was great. We actually share an agent, so there's a bit of a connection there. But to explore these characters and this relationship together, I got all the respect in the world for Aaron. And the guy just came in. I met him about 7 months before we were going to film. We met, we had lunch, and we talked about it. And Aaron's, in great shape, got the beard, and all these things. And then when he showed up, when I first saw him after, as Kevin Rooney, I was like, this is gonna be fun, man. We're both, we're both all in and fully committed to this thing. So I was excited to go on that journey, with Aaron specifically.
Obviously, everyone's talked about the sort of routine to get in shape, and I'm wondering about your routine. Was that a lot of pizza and a lot of just, a lot of eating, basically, as opposed to the gym?
No, yeah, I definitely had the easier job than Miles did. But, doing it for the character, doing it for the film.
You mentioned, obviously, in Rabbit Hole, when you made it maybe a bit difficult for Miles. Is that something you like to do a lot when you're kind of working with someone, kind of bring a bit of a character
into... You like doing that with new actors? You like breaking them in, Aaron?
I do like
he
that.
Does.
I do enjoy that. I definitely like any way that you can, perpetuate reality, make it feel real, not have to act. And on this movie, it's such a visceral movie, a primal movie, and the dining scenes or the boxing scenes. I mean, we were just, we were going all the time, and not saying action, just in filming that, and that's always great for an actor.
You talk to Vinny, and Vinny tells you, look, Miles, like, I just knew in those moments, like, I just knew I was meant to be a world champion boxer. And if I couldn't do that, I would have rather been dead. And people can say that, but, Vinny literally risked paralysis to continue on this path that he knew himself was what he was meant to do. And I love that. I'm not, I love when people aren't shy about saying, no, I was put on this earth to do this one thing, and I'm going to do it better than anybody. Yeah, that's something that I can relate to. Or not relate to, but I'm saying I can, respect. And well, I think the actual, kind of, brass tacks of it as opposed to other sports, look, these guys are locked. MMA, you have a cage. These guys are locked in a cage like animals, and they're just going after each other, and it's war for them. It's life or death a lot of times. There's just this Scottish boxer that died, not too long ago because of the punishment he took in the ring. So cinematically, it's nice because there's nowhere to go but at each other. And I think that creates a nice, kind of cinematic dynamic. And then usually these guys are fighting for something else outside the ring. That almost is just kind of like a parallel to what's going on, outside. And these guys come from very humble beginnings, and, they're scrappers in their life, and they're fighting because they have to. They don't know how to do anything else besides fight. And it's not a street fight. There's not movies made about street fights. Like, this is a sport. This is a technique, and it's that's going to be very watchable.
I know you've spoken before about wanting to play Elvis at some point. Do you think that's going to happen at some point? Is there, a particular era of his life that you'd like to play him? Yeah,
I do. I'm going to keep that era of his life a secret so that someone doesn't make that movie before me. But I've had conversations. There's a very specific director that I've had conversations with, and it's something that I do think I will be able to put on screen in a, hopefully we do it in a way that's never been done. Because that's why I feel about Elvis, man. He's the most impersonated entertainer of all time. But you look at, like, really, a movie that highlights certain areas that people don't know about. But for me, it's the most interesting part of this man who, you don't just wake up as Elvis, you kind of create a persona and who's the man behind that. And yeah, I think it's a very interesting story.